My name is Anna and this is my husband Leif Erik. He came up with this idea to build a simple catamaran, put it in a container and send it from ice-cold Norway to Tahiti in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. This way we could start sailing in paradise. I said, what a crazy idea. Let's do it. This is the adventure of building and sailing BareBare. And the story starts when finally coming back after 3 years of the pandemic. It was yet another beautiful day, blue sky, sun is shining, flat ocean. It was really, really beautiful, and we decided we had finished our instant coffee, the cold one with vanilla sugar. We had finished our tapas breakfast, and we were ready to start on the task. So we decided let's organize the toolbox, because then we know what tools we have and we know what we need. So I went down in the cabin, one of the cabins, and brought out the big, huge toolbox. And that toolbox is a piece of art. It's really, really beautiful, made in wood, with little names written all the way around, you know, where things belong. I really love this way of organizing things, organizing tools and putting little names on it, like that. And I actually sort of like, I love doing it and I do it. I'm a bit obsessed, you know. I'm doing it maybe a bit too much. So I'm going to show you my own toolbox. It's from IKEA. Not sure how good the tools are. So on the side, it's this text, you know. It says, just, you can use it as much as you want, but put everything back. Anna's toolbox, and with hearts. I also very often like to put hearts on things, because then I think, you know, everyone will treat it nice. So this is my toolbox, but it was Oddvar, the oldest member of Team BareBare, that had made our really beautiful toolbox. Oddvar was about to turn 80 very soon, and we were just really, really surprised because no one knew his age. Anyway, he had made the box and decided which tools we needed. So now we had the toolbox instead in front of us. Our plan was to find out which tools we had and in what condition they were, and what we needed to be done with them, if they were not in a good condition, if we could fix the tools, and otherwise, you know, we could do one of our favorite tasks, you know, like hitchhike to town and go to what turned out to be our most and only favorite shop, Huahine Import. I mean, we love Huahine Import. By now, Anna was staring at the toolbox. She hasn't started organizing it yet. She was just sort of looking at it, and she was really, really fascinated, you know. She was already thinking of who could make her one for Christmas, maybe, you know. And I do hope she gets one. Then Anna started telling about her childhood, about her dad, that were teaching her a lot about tools. We were still just staring at the toolbox, you know. Somehow we do get distracted really easily. So we were staring at the toolbox. I started thinking of my dad, and you know, he could do a lot of things. He was a true artist, but did he actually teach me anything about tools? I remember my dad was very fussy about his tools though, and that he took very good care of them, and he would write names on everything. I remember that. So I got a bit sort of envious at Anna and her sort of dad and daughter and tools situation, and we were still sitting there and looking at the toolbox. I think maybe an hour had gone by. Now I really enjoyed watching Anna organizing the tools, and it was sort of like all put in like a really graphic, like really nice way. And we were both educated in graphic design and illustration, so I took some really nice photos, later I did some good drawings, and we started discussing what we could do with this sort of like artwork around the tools. Again, of course, the task was not doing graphic design or illustrations of photos. It was organizing the tools, finding out what condition they were in, and changing out, buying new ones if we needed something new. So Anna started wiping off the tools with a damp or a wet cloth, left it to dry. I went and looked if we had some grease. She wanted some grease. I found some blue grease. And again, we went into a long discussion because I'd seen red grease. And what was the difference between blue and red grease? I don't know. We started discussing it. She didn't know either. But we had the blue grease, so let's go for the blue grease. That's what we did. And by this time, realizing I was actually doing absolutely nothing. I was talking, of course. At this time, I started sort of like waving to pass by boats. I was like walking around body to see, to feel the heat of the deck. I was actually quite relaxed, but realizing I did not do anything of use. So I asked her, do you want some coffee? And she wanted some coffee. So, I shaked some more instant 27 degrees coffee with vanilla sugar. We finished our coffee, and this time I realized, Anna, you have to do something as well. So I thought, I'm gonna go in the front cabin, the cabin that we have the sails, and start sort of organizing and see what we have. So I went down inside. It was really, by this time it was like a really, really warm, a really hot day, and it was very quickly, it gets super hot inside. So I was crawling underneath there, and on the top of the 11 sails, we have 11 sails, and all of them with names. I'm not gonna repeat them now, I'm gonna tell you later. But 11 sails, and on the top of them, I found this blanket, like a thick woolen blanket that says police on it. I have no idea where I got it, and do I need a thick woolen blanket in French Polynesia? Not yet. I also found some tent poles. I'm not sure what I wanted tent poles for. Was I going camping? And I found, what else did I find? Yes, I found also a big sort of like anchor, drifting anchor. I mean, that's as big as, you can't even see my hands going out to the sides. Really huge one. So I kept sort of like throwing things out on the deck, which actually didn't organize things at all. And at some point I was shouting out to Anna, Anna, it's so hot down here. There's so many things. Why do we have all these things? What are we gonna do? And I just hear her laughing, what? I also found big bags of clothes. I found some books, so many stuff. Then I saw something, I saw something like a metal underneath. And I thought, oh, I found it. It's the big, I think it's 30 kilo Rockna anchor that we bought in 2019. And it was shipped from Tahiti with one of the old cargo ships that would come twice a week. And we had picked it up in Vare. So I found actually what I was looking for. I basically put all the stuff back because I didn't really know what to do with it and where to put it, but I knew where I had my anchor. By now, Anna had finished her task. She had organized all the tools, she had wiped them off, she had polished them, she had put grease on it, and only one thing was not working. It was exactly one of these ones, a little wrench. These ones we knew we could buy in Huahine import, so we had a very, very good reason, hitchhiking to Huahine import. It was a very hot and sunny summer, and we were sweating underneath the tarp and inside the party tent, constantly wearing only shorts and singlets. we would get visitors that came to see what we were doing or helping us out, you know, as well sometimes, or just coming for a talk. And my mom would bring us apple cake, and we were always ready for another coffee break, always. After the interior work was finished, we mounted the plywood on the upper part of the hulls. We started giving different parts and even the hulls silly names in Norwegian and laughed a lot about it. But somehow it also made us confused, and on a very hot day I had a small outbreak telling, or was I yelling, to the crew, please do not move things around. We need to know where everything belongs. Finally, we laid the deck and mounted the hatches, and the building of 2 hulls were actually finished after 4 weeks of extremely hard work. Incredible, or what? It later looked beautiful in the lagoon of French Polynesia. In the last week of July, it started raining, or actually it started pouring down, and we had one well-built house for one hull, and we had a party tent for the other hull. And we had still not coated the decks with epoxy, and we really didn't need anything to get wet. So it started raining and it started blowing like mad. You know, this party tent was moving like this. And we had to do a quick fix, not once, twice, I mean, quick fix. During the whole day it felt like, you know, it almost felt like we did more work on the tent than we did on the hull. But we made it. And by the end of July, we had managed to finish 2 complete hulls. Incredibly, truly incredible work. We were so proud. We laughed, shook hands, hugged, and talked about Hans and his 4 months of building his boat. We were rather proud. So of course, we knew that there were more work to be done. Thank you for watching my stories. If you like what you have seen, I can make more videos. But to be able to do that, I need a little help. To keep the videos coming, you can support me by subscribing, by hitting the like button and the notification bell. It takes a lot of work and effort to make these videos, and if you want to help me a little extra, please check out my Patron. Thanks to all my supporters.